guys, welcome back to another episode of Tales of Olympus, the podcast where we dive into the wildest, most dramatic, and sometimes downright unbelievable stories from Greek mythology. I'm Ariel I, G-O-U, your guide through all the godly gossip, legendary love stories, and epic adventures the gods definitely don't want you hearing about. And if you're new here, welcome! You just joined a community of mythology lovers who live for a little divine chaos. Make sure to check out our past episodes because trust me, the drama never ends on Mount Olympus. And today, I don't have much time. We're doing a mini character breakdown from Percy Jackson. We're doing a breakdown of Annabeth Chase. The reason why we're doing this is because my throat is feeling really sore, and if you've listened for a long time, you might find my voice, a little weird. That's the reason why. So, without any more things, let's get started. Annabeth Chase is the daughter of Athena, goddess of wisdom, battle strategy, and basically being 10 steps ahead of everyone else. And oh boy, Annabeth inherits all of it. She's one of the youngest ever to come to Camp Half-Blood, arriving at just 7 years old. Her mom gifted her a New York Yankees cap, and that turns her invisible when she wears it. Annabeth survived monsters and ran away from home. Unlike Percy, Annabeth didn't get thrown into a prophecy right away. She waited, watched, planned, until she could prove herself. Annabeth doesn't chase glory. She builds it, brick by brick, plan by plan. Her fatal flaw was hubris. That means thinking she knows best. But can you blame her? She's been smarter than most adults since age 7. Now, Annabeth came to Camp Half-Blood when she met Thalia and Luke. Thalia is the daughter of Zeus, with Luke being the son of Hermes. Luke gifted her with a celestial bronze dagger to defend herself. Chiron, the centaur in Camp Half-Blood, sent a satyr, Grover, to come and get the 3 demigods to Camp Half-Blood for safety. But just as they were about to get to Camp Half-Blood, Thalia tried to keep the monsters away because the monsters was chasing her all the way, and unfortunately Thalia had a big wound, so her father Zeus turned her into a pine tree, protecting all demigods, making a magical border. And Thalia and Luke was sort of Annabeth's best friends. And after Luke, in the last Olympian, had small spoilers. Sorry, I can't say it. Anyways, she almost lost both of her best few friends. So that must be really hard for her, huh? So now let's talk about battle for a minute. So now Annabeth is proof that brains and brawn are besties. She doesn't just fight monsters. She outsmarts them. She led her team to victory and captured the flag at Camp Half-Blood more than once. Sorry, Percy, she had the plans. In the Sea of Monsters, she outwitted the siren's song and almost died trying to understand her own fatal flaw. She wanted to know it. And in the Titan's Curse, she literally stood up to Atlas, the guy holding up the sky. And she took the sky. She did that. And don't forget, Annabeth designed the entire redesign of Olympus as a teenager. What were you doing at 16? My commentary is that Annabeth is the kind of person who sees a deadly trap and goes, wait, I bet I can beat this. And most of the time, she does. Annabeth isn't just a solo queen. She's a teammate, a leader, a friend. Her friendship with Grover and Percy starts way back in The Lightning Thief, but she's always a little reserved, because trust is earned, not given. Over time, we see her let down her walls, just as little, for people like Thalia, Rachel Elizabeth Dare, and eventually even Leo Valdez after she gets over wanting to strangle him. And then there's Luke Castellan, her first hero, her biggest heartbreak. She believed in him even after he turned evil, because she wanted to save him. She believed he could come back. That's her fatal flaw, but it's also her deepest strength. Let's talk about Tartarus now. You may know it if you've read The Heroes of Olympus. Tartarus is the pit, a nightmare, the literal underworld of monsters and despair. And guess who falls in? Annabeth and Percy together. And Annabeth keeps Percy alive and not the other way around. She climbs through a world of poison, rot, living fear, with a broken ankle, a broken heart, and no way out. And she doesn't even lose hope. Not even once. Not even when Arachne, Nyx, or monsters made of pure darkness attack her. She still fights. She still plans. And she still says, "You're not getting away from me. Never again." Tartarus wasn't just a test of strength. It was a test of love, loyalty, and who you really are when there's nothing left. By the end of the series, Annabeth isn't just a girl with a dagger anymore. She's the architect of Olympus. She survived prophecies, labyrinths, loss, and little hell. And yes, she's in love. But she's not just Percy's girl. She's her own legend. Annabeth Chase is the kind of hero who writes blueprints for the future and then builds it with her own hands. She reminds us that wisdom isn't just about being smart. It's just about knowing your flaws and choosing to rise anyways. And that's the story and breakdown of Annabeth Chase, a demigod with the wisdom of a goddess, the courage of a warrior, and the heart of a hero. Well, catch you next time for more myths, more monsters, and more demigod drama. Hopefully next week I'll be all healed and I'll be talking some juicy stuff again. So don't forget to follow, share with your mortal and immortal friends, and maybe try solving a labyrinth or two in her honor. Until then, my name is Ariel. I'm 10 years old, and I will see you next episode.